Good day and welcome to the Tired Garden Test Beds. Today we're going to make upside down planters. This one has a tomato plant in it. And first we're going to talk about the tools you need. First you'll need the bucket to put it in. You'll need the soil that goes inside. You'll need a coffee filter and you'll need a utility knife. Now let's get to work. Alright, I've got myself our kitty little bucket that we're going to put it into. I'm just going to slice along here and take off the plastic because it's a little ugly. And I've put a little bit of bleach down inside there. I'm going to put some water in there and clean it out. The bleach will help kill anything that's down in there and just get it all cleaned up. We don't want any diseases in our plants, so we want it as clean as possible. We don't need a whole lot of water in there. We didn't put a whole lot of bleach in there. We just put about a tablespoon of bleach. And then I'm going to put about a gallon of water in. Stir it up a little bit. Get it all up on the sides here. Clean it up real good. Some people are going to want to use, probably going to want to use gloves when you do this, or a rag or something. Bleach isn't really going to kill you, so I'm not too worried about that. Just don't put it in your mouth. Alright, now we've got a clean bucket. Now we need a hole in the bottom of it. That hole is going to be where our plant will be planted. Just turn it over. Some people say to use a hole saw, and then you use like a 2-inch hole saw to cut right through there. An X-Acto knife will work just as well, or a utility knife. Just push down through there. Cuts fairly well. Takes a little time. But I don't have a 2-inch hole saw, and I bet a lot of you don't either. Alright, there, we've got ourselves a hole. Perfect hole. Now we turn it back over and we'll put our coffee filter right down in there. So I just put that right down in the bottom here. Use a good potting soil. This one's Miracle-Gro. Doesn't really matter what you use. I don't support Miracle-Gro or anybody else. It's just what I happen to have. Okay, now we want to make sure we get it filled pretty full. But not all the way up to the top. Okay, that'll be good. Now I've heard of some people that say to hang this and plant the plant from the bottom. That seems too difficult for me. So I still have the lid. Put that lid on there. Flip it over. And you can see the filter there where I put the filter in. That kept the soil from falling out as I was putting it in. I can pull that filter out and we'll put it back in there after we get the plant in. But it makes it kind of hard to get the plant in there with the filter in there. I'm going to reach in there and I'm going to push the dirt up to the sides to make a pit here. That pit will give us a nice place to put the plant in. Brandywine red tomatoes. And the reason I got this particular one is it looks like there's 2 plants in there. So I'm going to cut it open now and see if I can actually separate them. If I can't, I'm going to plant both of them in here. If I can, I'll plant 2 different buckets. But getting 2 plants for the price of 1, I can tolerate that. These are planted pretty close together. They might actually feels like they may be off of the same seed. So I'm going to plant them in there together. If they get really big, that'll make a single plant that's a little heavy. But that's okay. Push them down in there really far. And push some of the soil you've got pushed up around the side around them. And all the soil you've got up here, push it down in there. And then I'm just going to put a little rip. You can use your utility knife to do this. Get that around the plant. Push it up in there. And there you've got yourself a planted tomato plant. Okay, we've got our bucket here. Plants hanging out of it. I'm just going to flip it right on over. A little bit of dirt might fall out, that's okay. Open it up. Take the lid off. Remember, I'm going to plant some flowers on top, so I don't want the lid on there. Got the lid on a little tight. The wrong way, so it's a little hard to get off. There we go. If you've already watered them, this gets really heavy. You need to have a good sturdy support. I made this out of some old decking material that I had. This might be a two-man job, especially if you've already watered it. Now, it's time to water. Just take the water up at the top, run it through, and you want the water to run until it is completely draining through at the bottom. Soak it up really, really good. You don't need to water it very often. You want the soil to drain out or to dry out afterwards. Whoop. It's draining out the bottom as well as the top, so that means that we've watered it enough. And then I'll water it again in a few days. You want the soil to dry out, so unless you get really, really hot weather, you want to water it about twice a week.